If you didn't know, this is the Morningwood NFL Sunday here, brought to you by Rumpier Sports.
What up, boys? We're back with the Golf Wars Show, the preeminent golf show on the entire internet.
Huge weekend of baseball coming up. We haven't really had a final week like this in a while where there's so many teams that are still alive.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone! Unbelievable! A home run for Gibson. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby meets Freddie.
They might have the best pass rush in football.
They were adamant about not having a slow start.
How many times have they disappointed us? So I'm having a lot less of this game.
The game is over. The New York Jets are the world champions. Mahomes swings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City! The Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions!
We are picking winners here at Run Pure Sports. I'm Stat Stational along with my boy JBC. JBC, what's going on, my friend?
You know, that game last night was it was rough. Although, you know, all's well that ends well. Had Denver in Survivor and had the Raiders pregame, had the Raiders plus 3.5 live. So
I like that under. I had the under last night. That was maybe the easiest bet of all. Was watching that under, although the Raiders were never in doubt either with the spread.
The first half, though, the Raiders, they could have run up some touchdowns, but they got some pretty suspect calls against them, especially when Genty ran the long one, and they called that kind of phantom hold on
That was a huge call.
Besh. Yeah.
That was a huge call. I'll tell you what, though, the call of the game was from I thought what really lost the game for the Raiders was going for it on that 4th and 5 in the first half when they just kept pinning Denver back. They're at midfield. I think they were just over midfield, somewhere along there. Go for it on the 4th and 5. And I love being aggressive. I didn't get it in that situation. You got to win the situation. Denver they weren't getting a first down, let alone scoring at that point. Their punter, a couple of lucky punts, but the
first one was really good.
The first one was excellent. The second one was unbelievably lucky, but And then you contrast that with the Denver punter, who for his first 3 punts looked like he was missing his foot on a few of them. He rectified that. He had enough chances in that game, that's for sure. But I didn't get the going for it on 4th and 5. I texted some of my buddies. I'm like, well,
it was odd.
This won the game for Denver because that gave them the great field position right around midfield. They go down, score the touchdown. They didn't exactly roll after that, but that changed the entire complexion of the game.
Bo Nix was just really, there you go.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give both teams a little bit of a pass because the wind. You saw some of those.
The wind was bad. The pass rush was good.
Pass rush for both teams was good. Denver's pass rush is phenomenal, and that's really what's been keeping them in most of these games. Outside of that Giants game, they've been winning games exactly like this all year long. You could go back to week 1. You talk about Survivor. I just remember the game because that was Tennessee, I believe, in week 1.
Yeah.
So it was a popular pick. They didn't exactly blow Tennessee out the water either. So this is the way they've been playing all year.
Somebody posted earlier, and it was like they beat the Jets by 2. They beat 2 other teams by 1.
Giants, barely.
The Giants, they had that massive comeback.
Houston, they squeaked by last week without Stroud.
There's they could have easily lost a lot of those games, but as we've talked about before, winning close games is a quarterback statistic.
It is.
So, Bo Nix, his ability to extend plays and run the ball and improvise is so valuable at the end of games. And when it gets close at the end, and when you start getting to where you're going for it on 4th downs and stuff, Bo Nix may not be that great of a quarterback, but he's a great quarterback in the final 5 minutes of the half and the game. And so that's why they've been winning these games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to compare him to Eli Manning. They're totally different. But Eli's strength was 2 minutes. Like, he was really good. And that's how they won those Super Bowls.
This team reminds me of those Giants teams, and I said that in the chat earlier.
That's interesting. I didn't see you say that.
And,
Yeah, good. Exactly. The pass rush was the key to those Giant teams. I didn't think Bo Nix was all that bad. Again, I'm going to give them a pass, both quarterbacks on the weather. But if you go back, look at I think it was the second drive, they're pinned back inside the 1. He scrambles, right? He had to roll out to his left, which is always tough to do for a right-handed quarterback. That was a drop. He puts that ball. That ball was on the money.
He was on.
I don't know who dropped it. They catch that ball. They get a little momentum. Who knows? But
drop one for the Raiders too. Shit, there could have been a lot more scoring.
Absolutely. But that the defense looks great for New England. You've got to. I mean, for Denver, I ask you every week. Might as well ask you again. Who is the best team in the NFL? Who are we taking here? I think it changes every week. So who? And last week we had some upsets again. You've got a 5-4 Kansas City team. The Colts lose. I mean, who's the best team? Is it Seattle?
I still think it's the Chiefs. I still think it's
amazing,
Chiefs.
Right? At 5-4, we're halfway through.
Same record as the Panthers.
The Chiefs are closer to not making the playoffs than getting the 1 seed. So,
yeah.
And
they're not winning that division. They're not winning that division. Well,
they're not winning the division.
They got 2 games left against Denver.
They do.
They have to win them both.
They definitely have to win those both.
And then they need to win the next game against the Chargers too.
Yeah, they don't have it. It's not an easy road. I mean, it would be amazing if they didn't make the playoffs, but I mean, I just don't see that happening. The Colts, do we look at that Colt game and just say, I mean, it was an anomaly, or it seems like everyone was waiting for Daniel Jones to have that game, and now everyone goes, there we go. That's the Daniel Jones we know. Is that what happened there? I mean, 6 turnovers in that game. It's a little, and they were still in it. 6 turnovers, they were still in the game.
They should have. I think they abandoned the run too early. You know, Taylor was worse than Jones. You know, and with the Steelers' strength being that, you know, Watt, the pass rush, I think that they should have, you know, when they went down, they almost completely abandoned the run. And I don't think that was the right choice. But it could also be a sign that they're not going to be any good at playing from behind. And so if they don't just steamroll everybody, then they might be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. That might be a good point.
They played well from behind against Denver.
Yeah, I was trying to think, what games have they been behind?
That one.
Just the Denver game. Yeah, they've been up in a lot of these games. They kind of hung on in that Arizona game. Arizona easily could have beat them there.
Another fact about Denver, if there's not that 15-yard penalty on the game-winning kick for the Colts, Denver would be 9-1.
That's right.
Denver would be 9-1.
Oh, hold on a second. You've got that Arizona game. I mean, the Indianapolis game, they had the drop touchdown. He dropped the touchdown right before going into the end zone as well.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Mitchell?
A.D. Mitchell. I think they still won that game.
No, that was the game they lost.
They lost. Yeah, you're right.
They lost. And then the following week, Arizona does the same exact thing. To do that to do it at all, but then back-to-back weeks after not seeing, after seeing someone else do it is
yeah. And here's Denver. They're doing this without Surtain. They're doing this without the Player of the Year. DPOY last year is not playing these games.
We've talked about it though. Obviously, if you're a GM, you're president of an NFL team. Obviously, you need the quarterback. Quarterback aside, when you are drafting, you either have to protect the quarterback real well, or you need guys who can rush the quarterback. And if you don't have that, then you need a 1 lockdown corner, right? You just need players who afford you the ability to be able to double team elsewhere, right?
And
because
Denver has all of it on defense.
Who's that?
Denver has all of it on defense.
Exactly, right? So if you have, it's just a matchup situation, right? If you have great offensive linemen that don't need to double team your best your best rusher, you're great, you have a great left tackle. That frees up linemen to double team on the inside. Same thing with if I could get to the quarterback with 4, that leaves me 7 guys out in coverage. Real hard to beat that. If I can single you up with a Pat Surtain, I could double your other wide receiver, your number 2, and of course that makes my defense stronger. So any of those combinations, you're always looking for. If I am, at least, if I'm drafting, if I'm a GM of a team, no one's asked me to do that yet, but if that happens, you will know exactly which direction I'm going on draft day. What about, we've talked about Baltimore. I know Mitch wants to hear it. We've talked about Baltimore, Lamar back. Where are they now in the market here? Where are they?
Oh, they're like, dude, them being after Minnesota wins that game at Detroit last week, Baltimore's still laying 4 in Minnesota. So they're right back. Like, as far as the market, they're right back to the top.
What's their price on the Super Bowl right now? I don't have it.
I want to say it was like 25-1 last week, but it's got to be lower than that now.
It is. I'll bring it up in a sec.
Although Pittsburgh won that game against the Colts, so they
got
that win
and
back.
That's the other thing, right? That was
they got the win back that we weren't thinking they were going to get back.
That was a big win for Pittsburgh, and you just it seems to happen all the time. They're plus 1,800 right now on DraftKings, but Mike Tomlin figures out a way. He'll get that team into the playoffs. Not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but he'll piece it together.
And here's the other thing. So we talked about winning close games being a quarterback skill, and nobody was better at it than Aaron Rodgers for a long time. But, I think that his getting older, the reason that he's not as effective is because he's not as mobile. Like, the throws are the same. He just can't evade the rush the same.
He was one of the best mobile quarterbacks because you never thought of him as a running quarterback, because he really wasn't. He was a great scrambling quarterback.
He was quick. He was not fast.
But he could run. I mean, he could rush. He could run the yards in a day. But it was the ability, and that's actually something I was thinking about yesterday with these quarterbacks now. Look, at the end of the day, you've always wanted quarterbacks with great feet. And now he ran sort of a West Coast offense. I know Bill Walsh used to talk about that when he started to become famous for the West Coast offense, which he wanted quarterbacks who had great feet, not necessarily a scrambling quarterback. No one ever thought of Joe Montana.
You got to get rid of the ball quick.
You've got to get rid of the ball quick, but you've got to be able to move within the pocket, which Joe Montana, especially in his early days, was excellent at. And then he got Steve Young, who at the time might have been the best, rushing quarterback of his era. You still need that. At the end of the day, in today's NFL, we're seeing it. You could be a great rusher, great running quarterback, great athlete, but if you can't throw the ball accurately, you're just not going to win in this league. I mean, that's that's Justin Fields. I mean, Fields.
Well, I mean, that's the crack on Knicks, and it's still working out, but also they have an elite defense, and he's still on a rookie contract. I don't know that that's going to play out once he starts making.
Elite defense can do a lot for you. Ask Mar Sanchez. He gets the 2 AFC championship games. I don't think he wasn't a huge part of that, and everyone likes to tout that. But I'm like, yeah, that defense was really.
He's a head case in some aspect.
Well, we've learned that.
Out. And so I think that media in New York chewed him up and spit him out.
Well, speaking of media in New York, the guy who was the quarterback here for a while, Sam Darnold, has now gone to Minnesota and got that team to the number 1 seed. He's on his way to possibly doing that here with Seattle. Now, the knock was, well, at the end of the year when the games counted most, he really didn't show up, which is fair.
Because he's not a mobile quarterback.
No.
So he's not able to improvise at the ends of games. When Seattle wins these games, they're killing people.
Well, they're playing great defense. He's been insanely efficient, accurate. So his quarterback rating is excellent. I mean, you just can't knock what they're doing here. But we'll get into their game. It's going to be a fairly popular one in Survivor as well. But one other Survivor note last week, Green Bay, the team that maybe 2-3 weeks ago you thought might be the best team in the league, they do it again. This is the 3rd time now. Now, if you get knocked out in ties, they play Dallas and tie. They lose to Cleveland. That knocked a lot of people out. Now, last week at home, they lose to Carolina. I put that on par with I do a lot of Survivor. I do an article, and
that was one of the largest favorites to lose of like the last 10 years.
Yeah, well, I always bring up the fact I lost the Survivor pool. I was in a small Survivor pool at the bar years ago in 2012. Tom Brady lost at home to Arizona.
Kevin Cobb
as a 13.5-point dog. It was a similar situation to this, although in that game they scored. That game
was like week 1 or 2, which is week 2. It knocked out everyone.
Knocked everyone out. It was week 2.
It would have been like Baltimore losing to Cleveland this year.
Yes, it was. It was. But this was 13. Just like this game, it was a 13.5-point spread. I believe they missed a field goal. Like, it was a similar situation where I was watching the game last week. I'm like, well, Green Bay's gonna they're on the doorstep. Like they're gonna just pull this game out and like kind of just.
And then when Rico got called for the excessive celebration, they missed the extra point. It's like which is stupid as fuck.
Oh, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So
he only did 2 pumps. Everybody knows you get 2 pumps.
You get 2 pumps. That's it. And now this week you've got Carolina as one of the more popular picks in large pools.
Yes.
In Survivor, which we never saw that one coming. I think you mentioned you sent me a text that as an opening line, Carolina has been the opening line dog in all 9 of their first 9 games, and they are above 500.
It's the first time this has ever happened.
Right. Now, I pointed out they did close as a favorite against the Jets on the road, but they opened as a dog in all 9 games. It's really remarkable, and it has not really been quarterback play. It's really they've just played.
No, the offensive line.
Their offensive line is dominating, and they're running the ball tremendously.
And the defense. I mean, dude, the defense played great last week.
The defense has had they shut out
the game against the Jets. They only gave up 6 or whatever it was. The game against the Packers, it was 13. Falcons 0. You know, the defense has played well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're no longer they're not the laughing stock anymore of the league.
I still don't think they're very good.
They're middle of the pack. I mean, I've got.
But they also have 5 wins banked. Like if the Bucs lose this week and the Panthers win, they're right there.
It's a game out. Yeah,
they're tied if that happens, or close, or a half game.
I mean, it's favored. That is favored to happen right this week. So
no, the Bucs are a favorite.
Bucs are favorite. I'm sorry, slight favorite over the Pats. Let's jump into the games here this week. See what we got. We get the joy of an international game again. Where are they? It's in Germany. Where is it? Frankfurt? Where are they at? I don't even know. Berlin? I don't know.
I think they're in Munich.
Oh, Munich. All right, that was the third one.
Not to figure this out.
I think you might be right. I think it might be Munich.
Okay, so the Falcons at Berlin.
It is Berlin. Okay, so Berlin for this one. So we got a neutral field game. The Colts here are going to be favored by 6.5. Looks pretty much universally 6.5 across the board, minus 108. And the over is 48.5. Atlanta. I never know what to expect from this Atlanta team. The Colts, can they bounce back? 6 turnovers.
Atlanta played well last week.
They did. But it's, they play really well and then they play really poorly.
They shouldn't have cut the fucking kicker in week 1. That's cost them 2 games now.
It has. What do you think?
I mean, I think we're getting a favorable number on Indianapolis because of how they played last week. Atlanta's defense is great, but I'm going to stick with my thought process that I think Indianapolis's offense is still what we thought they were, and that 6.5 is too low of a number. And then the over, I like the over better. I think this game flies over, which none of the overseas games do, but I think this game flies over.
You like this one to the over? I've got this line at 6. Actually, I've got it at 5.5. So I've got the Colts actually just slightly.
So you like Atlanta?
I like a little bit.
If you could get 7, you would like Atlanta.
I would love Atlanta at 7. I like this one, and I like it under. So I'm kind of shading against you here on both sides. I like this. I got it numbered 46 on the total, and like I said, about 5.5 here for the spread. So I think I can see it either way with the market. It's tough to read the way the market's going to think because it's people want to jump. I feel like people are ready to jump off the Colt bandwagon, but also nobody wants to back the Falcons either. Like no one feels
Sauce is going to play, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, a corner they could just throw, especially.
I mean, they need somebody to cover fucking Drake London, so
there's no doubt about that. Yeah,
I'd feel better if London was playing in London about Atlanta.
That was very. I wish. See, now I can't think of the good. I was trying to think.
Yeah, you want to say something you can't say on air.
Exactly. But here's the thing with Sauce. Hasn't been all that great. He's been more named than anything.
He was great in the first couple of years. I think that
the first couple of years this year
downhill. When the team started going downhill, it was harder.
I think maybe he gets a little rejuvenated putting himself on a team that's in contention.
Zesty sauce. Are they cool with that in Germany? Are they cool with that?
I don't know. I've only been to Germany once.
Yeah, I feel like there's a large Islamic population in Germany now. They might not like the zesty.
I have not. Yeah, when I was there, it was not the case. I was there, God, almost 25 years ago. But
when I was but a wee boy,
I was just a.
You go to Oktoberfest?
No, I had to go. I worked for Deutsche Bank, so I had to go for.
Oh right, yeah.
That is. Let me tell you something. You go to those people are. It is exactly like the stereotypes. Like they're all about work, and like you would go to London and have fun. Like you go for work, but like you go out and have a couple of pops after work, and like everyone wants to, go to the pub and hang out, and you can drink outdoors in London, which don't ask me why, but that's like my favorite thing. Any city that allows you to drink outside the bar, I love. Like go to Savannah or like
when we were in fucking Glasgow and we were just sitting outside. That ridiculous picture of me with the sunglasses.
Yeah, I just love that when they allow you to go outside and drink. But like in Frankfurt, not that they don't drink, but it was it was like very structured. Like I went to Deutsche Bank in Frankfurt, and it wasn't a lot of fun, at least with the people who worked at the company.
Savannah is an elite outdoor drinking town.
Savannah, yeah, I mean that's where you want to go for like, I have not gone for. I'm sure you must have done
St. Patrick's.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a good time.
Oh, it's a time.
At this point in my life,
stay at the King and Prince.
But I gotta avoid crowds, man. I like, I like a bar. The perfect bar is almost every seat at the bar is taken. You've got like 50% of the tables kind of taken, and I really don't like. I don't have to push my way and fight my way to get a drink.
Right.
Like that's the perfect scenario.
And you're standing. I like to stand.
Standing's fine, right? But as long as I could stand and I got a perfect line right to the bar where I'm not like squeezing and saying excuse me.
Well, you know me. I like the bar to be fucking empty.
You like it to be what?
Empty.
Yeah. See, I want
nobody fucking there.
You're right. But I was just talking about this with my cousin who's in from we went to go watch Arsenal. He's a big Arsenal fan. He was in from Boston, and we went to
loser, dude. Fuck
yeah,
Arsenal.
we went to we went to a bar in Tampa, Irish pub, and it was a half Arsenal, half Man U bar, which is crazy.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was crazy. So like, and it was outdoor. It was, of course, it was indoor safe, but everything
half
was
Arsenal, half Man U. It's like
so half the bar, like our side of the bar,
loser.
was all red, and like everyone else was in their Man U shit and watching the game. But I was like, yeah, I'm like, the inside of the bar was literally nobody, and it was a big place. But I'm like, yeah, when I walk by a bar and there's no one in it, I don't want to go in. But if it's too crowded, I don't want to go in either. There's like that perfect mix. You
want it to be like, you don't want it to be hopping. You want it to be like kind of hopping.
Yeah, I want it to be like, when I walk in, now it's hopping like that. You know what I mean? I want everyone to know that I got there. If it's too crowded, no one's going to know I walked in.
Oh, right. True. You got
that's really the thing. I need to make an entrance. You know how I am. I'm a diva. All right, let's so we're actually opposite sides on that one.
Yeah.
On the part, I do like the under more so.
The side I'm not really as far as Indy, like I like
this game. Yeah, you like the points here. Yeah, I know.
I like the
go under. If it gets to 7 though, I'm all over Atlanta. I don't know if it will.
I think it opened there and now it's gone.
Yeah, it's come down. All right, let's head to the U.S. Let's get the 1:00 games here. Tampa's hosting the Patriots. 2.5 point spread, -110. Favorite Tampa. Over 48.5, -115. Those are your DraftKings lines. What do you like here? The Bucks Patriots, big game.
I lean. If Tampa wasn't coming off a bye, I would obviously like the Patriots a lot more. But Tampa's so beat up coming off the bye, I feel like they're gonna be a little more healed than they would be otherwise. So I tend to lean toward the Bucks here. I don't feel strongly about it, but I do like Tampa and thus the under, because I think Tampa won't be quite as beat up as they have been.
How many points do you give on coming off a bye? What do you think?
It depends on the team. Tampa,
right.
I think it's worth a lot.
Well, they need it. Yeah.
So like, I'm not sure Baltimore really needed it, but Tampa needs it. So I think it's at least a point or two for Tampa.
Yeah. So I've got it 2.5 without factoring that in, right? Which is where the line is now. So I would agree with you then. I do think it's at least a half a point, and potentially a point. So
more for Tampa.
Yeah, because they definitely are banged up. They needed to get a little healthier here. I would agree. I'm going to take the Tampa side. What did you like on the
under?
I like the under here as well. I've got this at 45.5. The unders for me, or the totals for me, have been doing a lot better recently than the sides. So I think we got a significant advantage here on the under. And over at DraftKings is giving you probably the highest total, or the best line right now on the under. It's got the over 48.5. I'm not looking at the under juice, but if it's minus 115, it can't be juiced all that much to the under over on DraftKings. So if you like that under, that is the place to put the bet in. So we're in agreement here. Under, and give us the favorite. Give us the Bucks.
The fact this has the same total as Baltimore and Indianapolis games is crazy to me.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, not the best. Like, where do I have both of these defenses ranked? I've got Tampa. I mean, they're both really close, like right in the middle of the pack, ranking defensively. And offensively,
so it shouldn't be priced like it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, it's priced like a shootout.
That's a big number.
You've basically got two slightly above average offenses. You know, let's see where the offenses are rated here.
That are heavily reliant on one player. I've
got the 9th and you're looking at the 9th and 10th offenses in the league as far as my ratings go. And you've got the because they're real close as well defensively. Tampa 17 and New England 19. I mean, these teams
to me, that's like a 45-46.
Yeah, these teams are well. If you look at what the average score this year has been 46.5 is the average total in the NFL. These teams are really lined up evenly. You know, I made the post. I've been just keeping people up to date on what home field advantage has been. It was up to 4 home field advantage this year, which is an insane number. You kind of figured there was going to be some regression, and we got it last week. And now after last night's game, I think we're down to maybe like 3.15. Historically, in the last 10, 15 years with rule changes and whatnot, about 2.25 is the home field advantage. So essentially what they're saying is these teams are fairly equal. They're actually giving what, in your opinion, not enough of a nod, in mine as well. That 2.5 is about, they're saying, equal teams on a neutral site. I think if you give them a little bit of an edge coming off the bye, that's where we like.
I would say New England's probably a point better than them, but then throw the bye in there, throw the home in there. Tampa.
There you have it. All right, let's go with the next game here. Bears, Giants. This is an old school, classic 80s rivalry. You got the Bears laying 4.5, 46.5 to the over, minus 108 at DraftKings. Bears, look, they're winning games. From the record, that game, was it last week was the Cincinnati game, right?
Yes.
Oh God,
crazy.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. I mean, Cincinnati's played some wild ones. Those are a couple of brutal losses in a row. What do you think here against the Giants with the Bears team 46.5, 4.5 on the spread?
You know, I the more that we see Dart play, I have less and less faith in the Giants. And the further the season goes on, I just don't think they're that good on offense, especially without Scadaboo. So, you know, and Chicago has clearly shown us that they can put some fucking points on the board. So I'm heavy towards Chicago here. I also like the under just because I don't think the Giants are very good on offense.
Man, we have a lot of disagreement this week, I guess, which makes them entertaining. I love this game to go over, but obviously you're banking on the fact that you just don't think this Giant offense is as good as maybe they looked a little bit earlier in the year. I'm on the other side. I just think this Chicago defense is so poor, and I don't particularly care for the Giants defense all that much either. I think this is the game. This is probably the biggest shootout game of the weekend for me. My favorite play here is the over. I love it. I love the over in this game. The side I do lean the Giants. I'm not as strong on the play. I've got this one at. I've got some value here. I've got it at 2.5. I know it's a 2-point value crossing the 3. I do agree with you. You got to adjust a little bit, but I still think there's some value on the Giants side. I just think it's too much. I think that 46.5 to me is too low. I don't know. Maybe they're sucking me in on that bet, but two bad defenses. This Bears team, I mean, you've seen this Bears team's just given up a ton of points.
They looked okay until the fourth quarter last week.
Yeah, they were, but the fourth quarter counts too.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. This Giant team's not stopping the Bears either. So I think it potentially could be a fun game.
As far as the spread, I think that we are in the early stages of realizing that Caleb Williams is very, very good.
He's starting to look that way. Yeah, you might be right.
Every week Chicago's getting bet at least a point or two up now, and I think that's going to continue until people just realize that he's good.
Yeah, good. Good move by the Bears. I think. Well, certainly not a bad move when getting off of Fields early. A lot of people don't do that.
Look, they played that wonderfully. Getting off of Fields, trading the picks for Bryce Young, or trading Bryce Young for the picks.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking Jaden Daniels or any of the other choices because Jaden Daniels sucks. The Bears played this perfectly, but they need some fucking people on defense, like you've talked about.
I wanted to do an analysis when I get some time. I will. Because we talk about how bad the teams we can't figure out who the best teams are. What we've had over the, since you've got the cap in place and whatnot, it's really been, can you get the young quarterback? Do you have Russell Wilson, as a young quarterback? Do you have Patrick Mahomes as a young quarterback? Or do you get the situation where you get the veteran, the Peyton Manning, who is going to not take up a whole bunch of salary cap and go to Denver, or a Tom Brady who is going to be salary cap friendly? If you don't have those situations, it's real tough to win in this league. Because I was listening yesterday on the radio, and they were just talking about some of these teams. Cleveland is still paying an insane amount for Deshaun Watson, right?
Right. Cleveland would be such a juggernaut if they didn't have that contract albatross. And they were happy to have gotten it at the time, because I remember they were fighting with Atlanta for it.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, most of these contracts, look, Kirk Cousins is still getting paid a big chunk of money. It's really hard.
Both of those teams have fucked up really bad.
It's hard to win in those situations. Once Dallas, we talked about this with Dallas. I mean, giving Dak all that money, not saying Dak, the problem you have is you get a quarterback who's, let's say, a top 10 quarterback in the league, top 12 quarterback. What are you supposed to do?
You pay Dak, you don't pay Lamb.
Well, you don't pay anyone but your quarterback. You
pay the defense, you pay the lineman, and you pay the quarterback.
That's right.
And if your quarterback is good enough to be worth $50 million, then he will make it happen even if the receivers suck.
Right. But I want to look at it, because you're at such a huge advantage if you can get the young quarterback. You get a Bo Nix. I'm not saying
look at the Broncos, right? Bo Nix is good enough. He doesn't fuck up at the end of games.
Yeah,
they're winning all these close games for a reason. He's not fucking up.
Yeah, I mean, it's Drake, but we don't know yet with any of these guys. But in 5 years from now, are we talking about
the
Drake
one guy that I am very sure about is Drake May. Him and Caleb.
I agree. I think he's going to be that guy. But let's see it happen. But we're going to look back. Do they win a Super Bowl this year? And we look back and go, yeah, well, of course they did. They had Drake May when he wasn't making that much money.
Right. And New England very well could win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I mean, that is just to the AFC East. I mean, the Jets especially. It's all right, we had to deal with Tom Brady
at it, and the Patriots take one more. Mac Jones, they whiffed, then one more bang, and they hit it again.
Yeah, it's like the Jets. I mean, now the Jets are going to have, I don't know, got about 8 picks in the first couple of rounds here for the next couple of years. Obviously, quarterback's going to be one. It's a bad quarterback year this year, but maybe I don't know what it's looking.
I don't know.
Like.
The Indiana guy looks good, Mendoza.
Well, we'll see. But if that's the route they're going to go, I mean, they've got next year and then the year after to try to figure out what their quarterback's going to be. But
a guy named Mendoza crushing it in New York would go crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
People would go nuts for that.
It's the old WWF days of having the ethnic champion, having Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales.
As opposed to Tony Romo having to act like he's a white guy.
What is Romo? He's part Mexican, isn't he?
Dude, his name is Antonio Ramiro Romo. That's his name.
He's
Mexican. No, he's straight Mexican.
Oh, he's 100% Mexican. Okay. Yeah. I knew, because people think he's Italian with the name Tony Romo, and I know he's not. Yeah. And he's an Eastern Illinois guy.
Yeah.
Which not a lot.
But yeah, no, if Mendoza goes to the Jets, that might pop off.
Oh, it'll be huge. Absolutely. All right, let's get to.
I wouldn't worry too much about this week's game, Christine. Like New England is in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, look, they could easily.
Vrabel, listen, I hate a lot of the shit Vrabel does during games as much as the next guy, but like those players want to go kill for that guy.
Yeah, they love Vrabel.
They love him.
Nice,
the Titans. Look at how the Titans did when Vrabel was there. Tannehill going to the fucking AFC Championship.
Absolutely,
like, they want to kill for that dude.
Well, he's the guy who gets in there and like without pads on.
Yeah, he's got the Tomlin.
Yeah,
he's got the Tomlin vibe.
Yeah,
I think New England has played it correctly. Like the first few years when they were keeping Belichick after Brady was gone, it wasn't like they have figured it out now.
Yeah, you got.
I do not foresee the Patriots being bad for like about 10 years at least.
Well, they got an owner who likes to be relaxed.
Yeah.
He likes to go to the go get himself a massage, and that's probably, I think that's where he kind of does a lot of his thinking, and he's done a good job. I've never been to a quinceanera.
It's tight, Jim. I don't know.
Oh, that is good. All right, let's head to Minnesota. You mentioned it before. DraftKings has this one at 3.5. You got to lay a little bit more juice there on Baltimore to lay the 3.5, but 3.5. Most books 4.5. Some places. And Baltimore's the road favorite, 48.5 on the total. What do you think here with Baltimore on the road?
Did you see the interview with JJ McCarthy this week where he was referring to himself in the third person and calling himself 9, like his number?
I did not.
That happened.
Oh, that's good.
He's
feeling himself after a big
fade
win.
Fade. No, but seriously, Baltimore coming off the bye, I just don't.
There's only one guy who could pull that off, and that was Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. If you're a white dude, do not refer to yourself.
Ricky.
You gotta stop.
For you younger guys, go look up some of the Ricky Henderson stories. Ricky Henderson not cashing his $1 million bonus check
and just
framing it is one of the great stories of all time. They're doing the books at the end of the quarter or the end of the year, whatever it is, and they're like, "Hey, there's $1 million off between like the ledger and their bank accounts," and they're like, "Wait a second, Ricky didn't cash the check?" They call him. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I framed it." they're like, we'll give you another check. Just cash that one. Ricky Henderson's
JJ McCarthy doing it, not so much.
No, it's not as cool.
As much as I like Brian Flores, nobody can stop Baltimore. So Baltimore's going to put up their 30, 35 points. Do I think that the Vikings can keep up with them? Kind of, but not really. So Baltimore and over.
Yeah, that's the side I'm going to be on as well here. I like Baltimore. I like the over. Baltimore, I still don't have that much confidence that they're going to be able to stop all that many teams.
I see right here. I don't think the defense is back because they gave up hella yards to the Dolphins. A bunch of stupid shit happened in the red zone.
100%. That game should have been Miami over, and it was Baltimore under. There's no doubt. So I'm not sold yet on this defense, but I can't.
They don't have Mike McDonald anymore.
I gotta love this offense with Lamar, that's for sure. And I don't think Minnesota's going to stop them. I'm with you here. I'll take Baltimore in the over. All right, let's get to Buffalo down in Miami. The Dolphins are going to be getting 9.5 at home, -108. At DraftKings, over 50.5, -105 is the total. What do you think in this divisional matchup?
Miami trading their guys, whole thing's in disarray. None of it really makes any sense. I'm kind of half worried they're going to bench Tua in the middle of the game. So Buffalo and under, I think they're going to, I think we might see, I know they said they're going to keep him to the end of the season. If they had not said that, I would think he was going to get fired after this game. I think Buffalo kills them.
That's another guy on a big contract, that quarterback that's just killing a team.
Well, dude, Tua, I was all about Tua coming out of college, but the hip,
I never was.
When he got hurt, against Arkansas on the hip, and then all these concussions. His body isn't there anymore. He can't do it. Tua should have retired after that last concussion.
I don't disagree with that. But to me, he just never had the arm. I think his success there was more a product of their scheming than it ever was. I thought his talent.
I don't know. I thought Tua was great in college before he hurt his hip.
I was never a fan. That's one of the few, I've gotten plenty wrong. He was one of the few I think I got right. But I'm with you on the under. I think the under is really the strongest play in this game. I don't think Miami scores all that much. I've got this total at 48. We're looking at 50.5. You could get over on DraftKings. That is the highest total. You're going to have to lay a little juice to get the 50.5 to the under. But I do like this one to the under. I'll agree with you on Buffalo. I'm just not as strong. That's a big number on the road here, 9.5. You do get it right under the key 10, which is helpful. But I feel really good about the under. So, and I'm glad to see you like that one as well. All right, let's head to Houston. We've got another home dog here. The Stroud.
Adam, you should fucking hate Devontae Smith, not Tua, for that. The pass against Georgia on like 3rd and 100 to win the Natty.
That is true. We're gonna go, but we got no Stroud for this game.
Which I was thinking, here we are. We're going to bet Houston 100 times in a row, and then Stroud gets fucking killed. And then they barely lose even with the dead Stroud.
Yep. Yeah, no, I know. I've been wanting to bet Houston. Well, we'll see what you like here. Plus 1.5. You got to lay 120 to get that 1.5 over on DraftKings. Most of the books here at that 1.5 is a little bit of extra juice you're paying to get that number. 37.5. What a total. Minus 108 to the over. Jacksonville favored in most books. I think Circa looks like it's is Circa pick 'em?
Pick 'em, yeah.
Yeah.
Davis Mills sucks. We've seen him play for like an entire. He's had like 20 starts now or something close to that, 15 to 20. Like he's fine as a backup, but like I'm not fucking playing him in a pick 'em game. It's a playoff team. Jacksonville and under.
What's the number here? What do you think what are we giving on this from Stroud to Mills? What's he worth?
5.5.
You're usually pretty good. That was right. That's right on the number, I think. It's 5.5. You got that off the top of your head. I like it. But yeah, I think that's about right. And that's a big number. It's a big number for a quarterback who really hasn't at least put points up on the board. He's played better than the points. That's what was driving me nuts. Is I want to bet this Houston team, like you said,
they fucked up in the red zone a lot.
They have, and
they've kicked way too many field goals. Like last week they kicked 5 field goals?
Yes,
or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I think it was all field goals for them last week.
And Fairbairn missed one, and they lost anyway. That pissed me off because it was my biggest bet of the week, and they would have, if Stroud hadn't gotten hurt, they would have run away with that game. I
thought they would have won the game. We liked the under in that game as well, so that was good. I think the under here.
Kev. Thanks, Big Kev.
I like the under more so. I think you're right. I think the 5.5. I would have had them. I don't think the market would have had this where I would have had it. Which I would have had this at like a 6-point favorite.
Right. No, we would have been taking Houston, and now we're taking Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'm gonna lay
like
off.
You talk all the time about how they don't do enough for the backup quarterback. This was the opposite.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. So that's why I'm still hesitant because I just love this Houston defense, and I think they could just win the game on defense. Potentially, they just haven't been.
Not a Jacoby Myers fan.
It's gonna help. I mean, they could definitely use the help, but we'll see it. You got to think it's going to take a little bit of time to integrate a wide receiver into that offense. I think the under is the way to go, though, on this game. I like this one to the under. I would have had it at 38 with Stroud in there. I think you have to knock a couple points off there without Stroud. So I'll take this one to the under. I think that's the stronger
If
side.
Houston doesn't score on defense special teams, I don't think they make it to 14.
That's been their story all year. I mean, that's really been the problem.
And it's going to be even worse here.
No doubt. But I do think they'll be able – I think this is – it's going to be an ugly game. I think this defense will play really well. that's why I just prefer the under. I think this game's going to be low scoring. And if Jacksonville does get up in this game, like they're going to just like they know Houston can't score. So they're going to try to just take the air out of the ball as well. So I think this game just sets up well for the under, even at that low number of 37.5. All right, we got another one that should be fairly low scoring. Jets are hosting the Browns, 1.5. The Jets will be getting at home -105 at DraftKings, over 37.5 -110. Another home dog here, low total, pretty much same setup as last game. What do you like, Jets, Browns?
Number one play of the week for me is
JTS?
Cleveland. I don't see how the Jets, coming off of trading all these guys, even if you're not like a believer in like morale type shit, Myles Garrett, you got to go out there off of all that and go block Myles Garrett. Like, no, like, fuck no, like, absolutely not. If I'm the Jets left tackle, I'm like not showing up to work. I mean, like, I got COVID. Like, at Cleveland all day at under a field goal, and under Cleveland and under both like heavy. Like, I don't think the Jets put up 10.
Yeah, I think the under's that's the lock button. The under for sure. You know what scares me in this one is now in Survivor, I've been getting questions. I'm hearing it on the radio. Everyone is like, "Oh, do I take Cleveland in Survivor?" I'm like, it's still a 2-point line. Like, it's still a 2-point spread. Like I said, just bet I tell people all the time, like, you have such
I remember vividly a few weeks ago.
Game.
I get a text from Cam in the group chat, and Cam is like, I'm taking Dallas in Survivor at the Jets when they were like a dog or whatever it was.
Right.
He was like, they're going to kill him. And I was like, what? And he's playing in like some massive high stakes.
He's playing for like,
and then Dallas did fucking kill him.
Well, yeah.
He's like, oh, I fucking told you.
Trust me. I get, as you know, I get those questions all the time. And it's like, people with they'll come up with whatever trend. This team, they're 10-2 or whatever. But of course the narrative is, all right, they traded everybody away. I'm like, well, they didn't make the line 10. They made the line 2.
That's because Dylan Gabriel is playing quarterback.
Exactly. I'm like, there's still a good chance Cleveland's not going to score any points. So I think the number, I think the under is clearly the play here. I don't have as much of an opinion on the
Jets are not going to score.
Jets might not score.
Gabriel would have to fuck up for them to score,
which is clearly a possibility.
Yeah.
So I think
it's like when Cleveland beat Green Bay, where Cleveland didn't move the ball the whole game, but then the defense got on the ball on the 3-yard line. That's like, okay.
Then they have the block, and they had a block kick in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just can't see any points being scored in this game. I like this one to go under. All right. Another big Survivor one. This is one we talked about. Carolina's hosting the Saints, 5.5 -108, 38.5 -108 as well. Boy, we got some low totals here in a row. What do you think with the Panthers here? 5.5-point favorites. We didn't expect that. We weren't looking at that earlier this year.
Tyler Shuff is not an NFL player. That is my entire opinion on this game. Carolina and under. Tyler Shuff is terrible.
Yeah, I'm not too high on him myself. I think the number. So I think the number is a little light. I agree with you. I think this number should be 6.5. But I do think the under as well. I think the under is the stronger play. I'll take Carolina as a lean, but man, I like all three of these real low total games to go under. I think not as strong a play for me on this one as maybe the Browns and that Houston game, but because like
Carolina could put it on them if they want to.
Carolina can put points on the board and they can run it on them, and that's the key. And I think they will.
That'll be clock grindy.
Right. It's just a matter of, are they ripping off 25-yard runs, or are they just grinding out 4 or 5 yard runs a pop? I think that's the only question.
Are we doing 2 pumps or are we doing 3 pumps?
And they have no qualms about running the ball and not throwing it. Like, they'll throw it 12 times. They don't really care.
Oh, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So they don't really care in that aspect. So I do like this game to go under. All right, there's a big one out west here. Seattle -6.5. They are hosting the Arizona Cardinals, 45.5, minus 120. If you're laying the 6.5, you got to lay 120 over at DraftKings. You can get a little less juice. Some of the other books, Circa, all the way up to 7, minus 110. What do you think here with the Seahawks? Maybe the best team in football right now, laying 6.5 to a team in. Here's another team with a quarterback that you're paying, and I don't think they're in any rush to get him back in the lineup. That is not their quarterback. That is not that new regime. This is Kyler Murray is not their guy. Got to give Brissett a lot of credit for what he's done so far. What do you think with Arizona? Can they go in there to Seattle, pull off an upset?
What do you think about them putting Kyler on IR?
Yeah,
right after he almost played.
Well, right after they basically said, now this will take away from all the questions that we're going to have.
Right,
we'll put him on the IR, and I think, and part of that, I definitely
also Call of Duty comes out next week. Kyler might need some time.
He needs time off, and you don't want to get him hurt when you're trying to deal him. I mean, they're going to definitely move him.
I think that if they make it clear they want to trade Kyler Murray, I think that there's at least 3 or 4 teams that would go for it. The Jets, for one.
I don't know why would you make that move now when you've got all the picks? I mean, you're obviously rebuilding,
right? Because then you could use all the picks on linemen and shit.
Yeah, maybe.
But
what are they gonna want back? I mean, you're eating a ton of.
No, Arizona's not gonna want anything.
You can't, because you're gonna eat all that money. So I can't give you much for them.
I think the Saints would do it.
The Saints. I don't know.
I don't think Kyler's that bad. But
no, I don't think Kyler's that bad.
I think the line, every game that Kyler's missed, the line has moved substantially because of him missing toward the other team.
He's got to be he's got to. I mean, it's with most guys, but he's really got to be in the right system for him. I think he can win. At the end of the day, though, your quarterback, you judge quarterbacks on their record. It's not very good. His NFL record is not very good.
I don't know. I mean, because if you remember when he first started hitting it big, when Kingsbury was there and they were like the number 1 seed for a while, that system was perfect for him. And then they get rid of Kingsbury and then they suck ass. It's like, probably should have just kept Kingsbury. But as far as this game goes, Seattle seems like a wagon, dude. I mean, we've been talking about it. I'm not betting Jacoby Brissett on the road getting against Seattle. I wasn't doing it last week against Dallas, and I'm not doing it this week against Seattle. A little different of a defense, but I had Seattle minus the 6.5, and I do think the game goes over. I don't see Arizona stopping the passing game for Seattle.
Man, it's amazing how good that passing game looks with Darnold, real efficient. I agree with you here. I've got this one at 8. So I like getting, we can get below that number. We can get below the 7. I'll take that minus 6.5 here with Seattle all day. Total, not as confident on. I think they kind of priced this total right. I'll lean to the over if you have a conviction on it, but
I like the over. Yeah,
I think it's priced pretty close to where I have it, but Seattle for me is the play here. Give me the Hawks here. I would have priced this one at minus 8. All right, let's head to the 425 window. You got the Commanders hosting the Lions, 8.5. Looks like the market's dropped just slightly here on price a little bit over the last few minutes. Plus 8.5, minus 108. Over 49.5, minus 108 as well over on DraftKings. What do you think here with the no Jaden Daniels Commanders?
Commanders fucking suck. I've said it all year, and they have kept proving me right. They're going to keep proving me right. Detroit, 31-3. So Detroit and under.
Yeah, I don't have a conviction on the. So I don't love this game out of the way.
How the fuck did he break his arm like that and not?
Ooh,
he's fine. He's fine.
Oh, is he okay? That looked because it looked awful.
They're not even putting him on IR.
It looks so bad.
Everything is intact.
He's like he's kind of a frail looking court. Like for a court, he's a very thin dude.
Like Stretch Armstrong shit. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm glad he's okay.
I mean, I'm glad he's okay, but like, how?
I did not like the look of that. That thing looked like the bone should be sticking out of his forearm. It looked ugly when he went down. So that's good that he's not injured nearly as badly as they initially thought. But yeah, this game's tough for me. I don't like either side. I mean, I guess I'll lean Detroit here. No real strong play for me. I've got this right at the 8.5 number, and I've got the total right where it is at the 48.5 as well. So I'll defer to you on this one. You think the Lions just kind of spanked coming off that loss? Yeah, it's kind of hard to think that the Lions won't be motivated to just.
Campbell's got these boys running fucking suicides in the fucking basketball gym right now.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the last of the 4 o'clock games, 4:25. You've got San Francisco plus 4.5 hosting the Rams. This was the big Thursday night game a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, where San Francisco goes in there banged up into LA and knocks off the Rams. Now it's just 4.5. Rams are favored. Rams, I don't even think we talked about them in the beginning when we were talking about the best teams. I mean,
they're up there,
one of the best teams in the league. And they are a road favorite here. 49.5 is the total. What do you think here, San Francisco and the Rams?
You remember watching the first game. It's like San Francisco took that big lead, and then it was kind of like, oh, God, they don't really belong on the same field, and then they lucked into the win. I'm going to choose to believe what I saw with my eyes in that game. I like the Rams here, and I like the over. I don't think San Francisco's defense is really going to be able to stop them like at all.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I look at this one like the Philly Giant game, which was that Thursday night game.
Right, it's the same thing.
You know, and those were like back-to-back weeks. I agree with you. I think the Rams come back. The difference was the Rams really should have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now they shouldn't have covered, that's for sure. They didn't play well enough to cover. Just everything went right for San Francisco. I think the Rams come back. I think the Rams are going to start to emerge as one of the best teams. I mean, they already right there. I said in the beginning of the year, you laughed. I'm like, I think the Rams will be even better than they were last year. Like, they were a playoff team. I'm like, yeah, but I think they could even be better than just a playoff team.
They are. As long as Stafford is upright, they are cooking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this team, I think they'll be right there with maybe Seattle. Who knows? I mean, next week I'll have a different opinion. But the one team that I've been on all year long has been the Rams. I said earlier in the year I thought this was a better team than maybe
you and the Rams and me and hating the Commanders.
You did hate the Commanders. I did not disagree with you there. The one that we've definitely been wrong on is the Patriots. They may win the whole
Patriots.
thing.
Totally wrong on the Patriots.
We got that. We could not have missed that one by more. But yeah, but I like the under in this. I don't know about you on the total. I like this game to go under.
Oh, I like it over.
You like the over? All right. So we're going to disagree on that one. 49.5. So you must be thinking this is going to be one of the highest scoring games of the week.
I think the Rams are putting up 35.
So that should be a good DFS game.
Yeah.
Them with the Rams.
I think this ends up as the highest scoring game of the week. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because you like those other games.
Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore, of course. All right, let's get to the primetime games. Chargers hosting the Steelers. You've got -3, -105, 45.5 over the total, -105 as well over on DraftKings. Chargers against the Steelers. What do you think?
I mean, after what the Steelers did last week, this spread seems kind of low. I don't know. The Chargers, as always, beat up. Joe Alt's out again after getting carted off last week. I saw a graphic a few days ago, and it was showing the Chargers offensive line and then showing the Steelers front four and who's going to be blocking these guys. And it's like, I really do not believe in the Chargers to score many points in this game. So I give me Pittsburgh as a dog for sure, and also the under.
Yeah, you just like the under. Don't think the points are going to – you just don't think the Chargers are going to be able to put up that many points.
Right.
Yeah, I think this line I think the line's actually a little low. So I'm going the other side here. Even though they're banged up, I still think they're taking a little too much off. Here, I think this line should be on the other side of the 3. Small lean for me on the Chargers. I got no opinion on this total. I think they priced it right at the 45.5. So I'll take it. Small lean for me. Chargers. You like this one? You like this one a lot? You like the Steelers side, or?
Yeah, I mean most books have 2.5. DK's dealing 3.
Yeah, they're the only 3.
I think
correct.
that 3 is going to be gone. I think it's going to keep coming down.
Yeah, well, I think it is.
The Chargers are just like, dude, injuries. We've talked about this. One injury is fine. You get 5 guys hurt at the same position, you're fucked.
That's the hard thing I'm trying to price in here. I still think it's too much.
This is true.
Well, yeah, that's been the bad thing with the Chargers out in LA, and they're not that far from San Diego, but it seems like a ton of you get a ton of road fans, and Pittsburgh always travels well, that's for sure.
Vegas has the same problem.
Vegas is a similar problem. I mean, but it's like the Raiders are a great team that travels well as well, but
everybody wants to go when they play.
Yeah, everyone wants to go there. You get the problem down here too. I mean, Tampa, depending on the team you're playing, is, Miami for sure. They play the Jets, and it's
Carolina. All 3,000 of the people in that stadium are fucking for the Panthers.
They're all Panthers people. Yeah, not even the road team wants to travel to go see the Panthers game. But yeah, you get the problem. My aunt used to have season tickets to the Bucks, and it like back when the SAP days and done when they won the Super Bowl, and it drove her nuts because she's like, you'd have the same people sitting in front of you, season tickets. She's like, the guy's got a Buck jersey on the whole time, and then week 8 he's got on his Washington jersey, and she's like, you've been rooting for the Bucks all year. He's like, oh well, I'm from Washington, so and that's
you only have one team.
Exactly, but that's what you get.
I do not show up to the Grizzlies games in Grizzlies shit.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't wear I'm not a Bucks fan.
No, I'm like I have season tickets to Grizzlies. I show up in neutral gear.
You're gonna root for the Grizzlies because you're there.
I'm rooting for the Grizzlies. Well, no, not if I bet against them.
Well, that's different. That's why I don't.
Jessica is like full on Grizzlies now. She's like,
hard to be a fan.
Hawks. We're all, John Morant, but I'm not I will never abandon the Hawks.
Well, didn't one of the players hit on your wife or something?
That was years ago. I dated the Sooners waitress, and after while we were after we broke up, I was talking to her about it, and she had slept with Zaza Pachulia, was what I had ascertained. My ex-girlfriend.
Carolina plays in Charlotte, so yes, you can. The stadium's right outside the city, but no. I don't even think I told you this. Oh, I think I did tell you from 2 weeks ago. Kind of the Hooters knockoff is the Wing House by me.
Yes,
it is fire on Wednesday nights now. They got DJ Pop.
When are you going to start dating the waitresses?
I haven't. I've never dated a Hooters or Wing House or anything.
It's fun.
I've dated bartenders, but never.
Oh, I know that.
Yes, you were heavily involved in that.
I'm real good at talking you up.
Well, you didn't talk anything up because your head was down on the bar that entire night. Your wife may have talked me up that night, but you were a drunken mess on the bar. No, your wife was.
This is nice, Kevin. This is true.
Yeah, your wife's like the best wingman on the planet.
Yeah,
she's good. All right, let's get to this last game here. Packers, Eagles. Packers laying 1.5 at home. Boy, this was just. Didn't you just text me about this game and it was 2?
Mm-hmm.
At noon. We're now down to 1.5.
It just got drilled on the Eagles, yeah.
And 45.5 is the total. The Eagles are catching money. What do you think here? Pack Eagles Monday night game.
Well, I did like Green Bay. I'm worried that some injury shit just happened that I didn't see. But I'm not really convinced on either side here. I do lean to Green Bay, but I do like the over. I think 45.5 is giving too much credit to the Packers defense. I don't think that the Packers defensive strength in the pass rush is that good of a matchup against the Eagles, being able to run the ball the way they do. So, and the Eagles defense, I don't really have much faith in, in general. So I think this game goes over.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at it, I think most people are going to like Philly here. If you kind of look at the eyeball, I mean, Green Bay's had so many.
I will say this: I saw a statistic. It was a graph showing quarterback success rate versus block rate, block success rate, and Jordan Love was like at the top. Like basically Green Bay's offensive line is sucking and Jordan Love is doing all he can, which surprised me.
Okay.
And
You know,
the opposite end was Denver, where Bo Nix was sucking, but the offensive line was crushing.
Yeah, that is. What was the exact stat? What was the?
It was like quarterback success rate versus offensive line success rate.
Okay. And Love was at the top of that list.
Yes.
So he's basically getting.
It was like
Right.
Love, Josh Allen, and then at the bottom it was like Bo Nix, like Bryce Young was down there.
That's interesting. Okay.
A couple others.
I got to look that up.
I can find the chart, but I'd have to dig through my phone.
It's yeah, I just think like, you know, Philly's been one of those teams. I mean, for the most part, we talked about it. I think up until the last game, it was the first game that they were able to outgain an opponent all season. We talk about their efficiency on short yardage, which kind of puts them over the top a bit and maybe outperform some of their numbers. This is a tricky one for me. I've got the total right at 44. So I'm going to lean to the under on this one just a bit. If you can get the 45.5, but no strong. I don't really have a strong lean. I do like the Packers, but man, this line move is scaring me. I think I'm in the same boat as you. I think you like the Packers as well, but I'm getting a little worried about this line move. It just looks like too many. Like I can't see them only 1.5. I think this should be more of a 3-point.
Like
spread.
there's significant money coming in on the Eagles, and that bothers me.
Yeah, exactly. So there's something. Now.
Coming off the bye is important, as we've discussed.
Coming off the bye is important. I think one of the common misnomers from the public is that money, just any old money coming in moves these lines. That is actually not true, right? Sharp money moves lines. They could give a crap about who you guys are betting or anyone. And I don't mean to put anyone specific, but for the most part, 99% of us out there, they don't really care where that money, where you're putting their money. They're willing to take the risk. So when you see someone if you see handles of anyone,
just because it's a public team does not mean it's not a sharp team.
Well, that is true for one. Two, if you just bet against the public, you're going to lose. And if you just bet with the sharps, you're going to lose because you missed all the prices that the sharps got. The sharps are the one you find out about the sharp move after the fact, right? Because you're missing out on the value.
I will say there are certain ways to manipulate that as far as like here. Like getting Philadelphia at 2.5 versus getting Philadelphia at 1, really not that much of a difference.
That is correct. So when you get the line, like the moves between 4 and 5.5, 4.5 to 5.5, not that big of a deal.
That's when you look into steam chasing and that sort of thing, that's the kind of thing you want. Like if the spread's 5.5 and you get 4.5, that's fine.
Right.
And if the spread's 2.5 and then you get 1, that's also fine.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is, like I said, though, the people don't realize what actually moves lines. So you consider almost every one of the books that you guys are betting on, the legal books in the United States are square books, right? They're not really all that excited about taking except Circa, but for the most part, your BetMGMs, your DraftKings, your FanDuels, right? So they are looking at. They're taking mostly square money in on their bet, and they're looking towards the Circas and the Pinnacles in order to adjust their lines because sharp money is what is really going to let the market know or let the sports books know are we off on our line. So early in the week they'll take less money at the sharp books in hopes that some sharp money comes in. They could adjust their line. They continue to increase their limits as the week goes on. And you'll get a much tighter number closer to the game time, that closing line, like
with a lot higher limits.
Which is when you get the higher limits because they're more confident in the number right before game time as opposed to on Sunday night for the week looking ahead. But it's a big misnomer. Like, well, everyone's betting Philly or everyone's betting, whatever it is. Like the
public is right half the time.
Yeah, betting against the public is going to do you no good. Because you're just going to be 50-50. The public is 100% going to be 50. Good. Just
the public is flipping coins.
Go have it. If you have an office pool, if you've ever had an office pool where you got a pick 'em pool and you've got enough people in it,
I don't know that I'm moving NFL lines, but
Not NFL.
UFC.
Props for sure.
UFC.
Yeah. Yeah. Prop markets get moved because those are easy to move. But the I forgot what I was just saying now with the line move on
Talking about fading the public type bullshit.
Yeah, well, if you have an office pool, you could just see it in your office pool, right? If you have 100 people in your office pool, by the end of the year, just tally it all up. It's going to be right around 50-50. Like everyone's going to pick right around that number of 50-50. So, yeah, when you see people, the public is on this game and not, doesn't really mean all that much. And the public is not moving the line. So that's important for you to know as well. All right, let's get to the pick 6 plays here for this week.
Yeah, I'm getting into the pick 6. I'm not going to do the guess the fucking balance thing because the last week nobody wanted to do it. Yesterday it was very popular, but that was on a premium show. So I'll just get straight into the pick 6 here.
Let me look. I've been the props have been, by the way, the NBA props, the NFL props have been
murdering.
So good. And I use, like, for pick 6, I use a different. I try to look at where the market is off from where DraftKings price is.
I think that this is an absurd number.
Which one?
Rico Dowdle.
Let's see. I'm just bringing it up on my screen here.
I'm going under on Rico Dowdle.
What's his number there?
92.5.
That's a big number. That is a big number. Okay, I like that. Let's see what I'm going to take here. Oh, how about the Nike? How about Kenneth Gainwell? His rushing and receiving, 35.5 under.
All right. You nailed both of those last week where you had the backup running back.
Yeah, those backup running back ones.
I just saw one that is interesting. How do you feel about this right here? That Monangai and Swift have like the same number.
Let's see. I'm going to look at my numbers. They have the same rushing number, right?
Yeah.
49.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the market's pretty close on that. Let me look at my projections on both of those.
I feel like there's got to be an edge here.
I'll tell you what I have them at. I've got Monangai for. I've actually, I got him a little high right now. I've got him over that right now, and Swift. So I might not have it all. I've got Swift right at the number, and then I've got Monangai over.
Okay, well, I mean that makes sense if they score a lot of points.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm definitely going under on Jackson Dart, 38.5.
Yeah, you were calling that one. You want to do some more backup running back action?
Yeah.
Brian Robinson, Jr., San Fran. Let's go with his under rushing, 15.5.
Yeah, he did run that touchdown last week. That might have inflated it a little bit. All right. Let's look at this Jacksonville game.
Well, I got a Jacksonville one.
Yeah. Man. I'm going under on Hutchinson at 19.5 with the backup quarterback as the third receiver in a low-scoring game.
What are you taking? Hutchinson's receiving? I was going to go with an under as well in that game with with Christian Kirk.
All right. Straight up. All right. Rico Dowdle under 92.5 rushing yards. Kenneth Gainwell under 35.5 rushing and receiving. Jackson Dart under 38.5 rushing. Brian Robinson Jr. under 15.5 rushing. Xavier Hutchinson under 19.5 receiving. And Christian Kirk under 34.5 receiving. 100 pays at least 24.7 to 1. And there we go. Any last thoughts, John?
I don't think much. No, there's no big. I can't get dressed up. I might just wear my Halloween costume anyway, which was my velour.
Yeah, the velour. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm bringing. That's it. I'm going back to it. I told my aunt, I'm like, I need like 7 velour outfits and wear them every day now down here.
Yes, you should.
Big hit.
All right.
But that's about it, man. All right. Good luck, everybody. And no, we did not. Unfortunately, we did not hit the pick six, but we came close last week.